The morning decides the victory before the sun has risen. I speak as one who has watched armies fold or triumph by the hour before light. You now rise with the crowd, your thoughts muddled and late. You after 30 days will meet the dawn with calm orders and a map of intention. As I instruct, understand that the first hours are a field of no mercy. Where you sow discipline, you will harvest choice. By rising, by naming purpose, by quiet counsel, you seize command before battle begins. I tell of a captain who stole the first hour. He slipped from his tent while others snored, his lantern a small sun. He walked the crest, he listened to wind and watch, he found a ford and a weak fence. By noon his men stood where they should, the enemy wondered how they were cut off. This cost him no sword stroke, only patience and an early step. Takeaway: the first victory is often taken with your feet, not your blade. You must make ritual of the dawn. I teach 3 rhythms: breath, brief, and move, but I will reveal them in order, for the third contains a subtle trap that calls for a calm mind. Hold this thought until the next telling. In the quiet hour set a single aim, marshal 3 tasks, and refuse distraction. You will find clarity, speed, and leverage. You will find that small repeated actions become a fortress. If you would practice now, do this: in 10 breaths name the 1 outcome you will compel today, name the 3 tasks that will bring it, and rank them by consequence. Stand, breathe, speak the order to yourself. In 1 minute feel whether the day is your field or the day has you. Next, the 3-step ritual will be laid bare. The hour before dawn decides whether you command the day or chase it. I speak as one who has watched armies waken and falter at first light. To rise before others is to reach the field of thought before they find their footing. In that silent hour you forge intention, marshal small victories, shape the map that will govern larger movements. I teach you to build a morning that is not accidental but crafted. Begin with 3 simple acts: stillness to see the shape of the day, a measure of the body to bind it to the mind, and an immediate task to direct the beginning. These acts need not be long. They must be consistent. Ritual does not bind the leader, it frees him. It gives the day its rhythm, and through rhythm you make choices swift and clear. A young captain I once guided rose while the moon still slung its lanterns across the river. He walked the path his men would take and laid a single mark upon the gatepost where confusion had once reigned. At dawn the column moved without question and passed where others later stumbled. He won not by force but by the quiet work done before others stirred. Takeaway: the seed of victory is planted in the cool earth of the early hour. You now stumble into the day pulled by messengers and interrupting calls. You now give your attention in fragments and let momentum be decided by others. You after 30 days will meet dawn with a short and steady practice. You after 30 days will end the long evening of reaction and begin the ordered morning of initiation. Small measures accumulate. Habits compound. The leader who owns the first hours holds the tempo of the whole. I hint at a rule I will unfold, a 3-fold morning that grants clarity, energy, and immediate progress. I will show you how to bind attention, how to move the body so the mind follows, and how to choose the one action that makes the day bend to your will. Hold this thought: the true enemy of the morning is indecision, not fatigue. MicroQuest: for the next 15 seconds close your eyes, name the one result you must secure today, and breathe twice with that result fixed. Next, the 3-step ritual in practice. Victory begins at dawn. I speak to you as one who has learned that the first light is not a mercy but a contest. The hour before the sun is a plain where intentions meet. If you command it, you steer the day. Small rites performed then bend hours to your will. You must shape the morning as if arranging troops. You now wait for the day to set your tempo. You after 30 days have already set the tempo before the sun has climbed. In the silence you make 3 simple claims: prepare, assign, and strike. These form the backbone of a leader who does not plead with fortune. There was once a lieutenant who rose while others slept. He sent scouts to the pass, warned the soldiers, and carved his orders into a single line. When the merchant band appeared, he met them with a formed shield and soft voice. They yielded without blood. Takeaway: an ordered dawn makes foes think you are many. Hold to 3 rituals: the clearing of mind, the unbinding of tasks, the issuing of clear commands. Breathe until your heart is a drum, list until your hands know the day's shape, speak until each subordinate holds a single purpose. We are at step 2 of 5 in the art of morning mastery. Remember the rhythm: attention, arrangement, action. A captain once delayed his watch for an hour to sleep on a warm thought. By the time he rose, the ridge was held and his plans were dust. He blamed others, and his men blamed him. This small surrender in the first hour cost him the whole day. Takeaway: the hour you give away is seldom returned. I leave you with a latent question I shall answer: what single hidden gesture binds these rituals into a habit? Keep this question until we meet the next dawn. Now, do a short test. In 15 breaths, name one aim aloud and write a single task to begin it. Do it in 15 seconds. To rule the day before dawn is the mark of a commander. I say this and mean it with the weight of many campaigns. I rise while others dream, I measure the field in silence, I set the first foot on the ground and make it tell me where to go. You must learn to treat the morning as a province to be governed. You will find that the hour before light bends thoughts, steels will, and announces intentions more clearly than any proclamation. I have watched generals who let the day decide them, and I have seen others who made the day bow. You now allow the first noises to drag you into motion. You after 30 days will move at first light with decisions already formed and actions already taken. This is not habit alone. It is design. It is ritual. It is a small conquest that compounds. Once, a young captain came to me, ashamed that his men lagged. He confessed he rose only when the sun was high. I sent him before dawn to a muddy road and told him to watch a single cart. He watched until the cart turned, and then he returned and drew a map from memory. He had learned that attention before action reveals the way of the road. Takeaway: the eye that watches first sees the path others miss. You must set 3 commands for the morning: quiet, purpose, and measure. Quiet to listen to what the day will offer, purpose to decide what you will take from it, measure to hold time like a span of cloth to be cut with care. Rise earlier not to suffer more work, but to choose your portion of the day. Rise earlier to sharpen intention. Rise earlier to practice a small victory that grows. We are at step 4 of 5 in the architecture of morning mastery. Hold this thought: there is a ritual I will reveal that binds these commands into a single habit. For now, perform this 10-second task. Before you speak to another soul today, set one clear aim for the hour and name it aloud. In 1 minute, we will begin the first movement of the 3-step ritual. The morning decides the battle. Ignore it and you forfeit victory before the sun is whole. I have seen campaigns bent not by sword but by the hour in which commanders took counsel. You must understand that the first light is not a time but a terrain, an expanse on which you either take ground or are driven back. You now stumble into the day's currents. You after 30 days stand at dawn, shaping those currents. Once a captain in my circle rose before the others. He walked the camp, felt the wind, observed how fires burned and men moved in shadow. By the time the enemy stirred, he had mapped their slumber and set his men where the tread would be lightest. The lesson: the eye that sees first names the place of attack. You must craft an order in the quiet, a small sequence that returns your mind to purpose. Rise, breathe, record 3 intentions, do nothing more until these are named. This is not ritual for ritual's sake, it is alignment of will, corded and taught. After 30 mornings, your hand will move without thought, your troops will follow because your thought came first. A rival once boasted that victory lay in grand designs. Yet he deferred the morning to counsel and noise, his plans were always late. One dawn, the rival found his banners notched at the ropes and his men stiff with indecision, while a smaller commander had already cut the ropes and taken the ridge. Takeaway: small dawn deeds trump loud midday commands. You will practice this like sharpening a blade. Begin with a threefold rehearsal I will show later: posture, gaze, and naming. For now, tonight, set the hour back by a half watch, and when dawn leans, sit and speak 3 intentions aloud. Hold this thought: in 1 minute, write one thing you will do at first light. Before dawn, the battle is decided. I speak as one who has seen campfires smothered and armies routed by the hour before sunlight. You will learn to treat the first hours as a field of maneuver, to thrust, to fortify, to steal the initiative. Rise while the world sleeps, and you already lead in thought, leave the rising to others, and you serve the day's designs. A young captain once stole the morning and won a province without shedding steel. He rose, walked the walls, listened to the hush, and marked 3 weak points the enemy had not yet guarded. At dawn he sent 2 riders with precise orders. By noon the gates were closed and the enemy abandoned hope. Takeaway: the small hours reveal the true shape of advantage. Hold this image: your quiet hour scouts the day's terrain and returns with a plan. You now meet mornings with practice, you after 30 days meet them as sovereign. Begin with silence, with one exact aim, with a work that can be finished before questions arrive. Name 3 simple tasks, 1 for body, 1 for mind, 1 for camp, and do them in order. We are at step 4 of 6, this is the discipline of early focus that turns intention into dominion. An officer once let the dawn be taken by rumor and by noise, his guard spoke first and his men moved late. He learned to make the first sound himself, a short report, a clear direction, a ritual bow. In 2 weeks his watchman waited for his word, in 40 days his whole command moved as one. Takeaway: when you set the rhythm, the world follows your cadence. Do this now, for 15 seconds. Close your eyes, breathe twice, name 1 victory you can claim before the sun finishes rising. This is a micro-quest, it costs moments and gains momentum. Hold this thought and in 1 minute we frame the 3-step ritual that binds dawn to triumph.